Well, this is it. The playoffs are here, and Bristol City are in them. Let's have a look at the playoff game, the first leg, this Thursday at Ashton Gate, the home leg for Bristol City. The probably more decisive leg from a City perspective and a more telling fixture out of the two. We play Sheffield United side, who finished third and on the points table finished 22 points ahead of the Robins. And if you ignore the points deduction, it'll be 24 points ahead of the Robins. They narrowly missed out on automatic promotion towards the end. They lost 3 games in a row, which properly halted their automatic promotion charge. And they've been really up there all season. Chris Wilde has galvanised the club. He's rebuilt the squad from the summer and has taken what looked like a desperate situation when they got relegated from the Premier League and has really turned around and turned it into a bit of a winning machine at Bramall Lane. A lot of people have United strong favourites for this tie and probably have them favourites to win the whole thing. That would make sense. They finished third. They were comfortably better than pretty much everyone who finished in the playoff places across the whole season. They have the strongest squad. They have a very good manager, and they have on that squad a squad that's capable of winning games out of nothing, and that is a luxury to have in this division. Some outstanding individuals such as Michael Cooper, Gus Hamer, in particular Tyrese Campbell when he can turn it on, Jezrak Saki, Ben Bryson Diaz. They've got a lot of quality about them, the Blades. It's just about whether they can turn up in these high pressure playoff matches. United's playoff record isn't the strongest, as I'm sure their fans will be quick to tell you. They haven't got the strongest record over the club's history. The most recent playoff campaign they endured was in 21-22. I think thereafter they just been relegated from the Premier League. They finished fifth. They played Nottingham Forest, who were in fourth. They lost the first leg at Bramall Lane 2-1. They managed to overcome that deficit at the City ground, but lost on penalties, and Imri Samba's heroics at the City ground meant another playoff disaster for Sheffield United in the semi-final. So you could argue that that historic record or the historic failures that Sheffield United have had in these playoff campaigns could play a part in maybe being an advantage to Bristol City. But that is a thing of the past. Even the squad 3 years ago is very different to what the Sheffield United squad looks now. Arguably better, arguably more stronger, with better players, and still, whatever the playoff record history is, a serious threat to whoever they play. The two meetings in the regular league season were both tight affairs, both very, very sort of close, and two very well matched teams. At Ashton Gate in November, there was a late Harrison Burrows winner at Ashton Gate that meant a 2-1 win for Sheffield United with the help of a Rob Dickey red card, I think in stoppage time at that point. And then a meeting just over a month ago at Bramall Lane where Sheffield United were right in the thick of a promotion charge, and Bristol City were obviously in pursuit of the playoff positions. It ended up as a 1-1 draw, and I thought Bristol City were quite unlucky not to win that game. Sheffield United had chances, Bristol City had chances, and ultimately ended a 1-1 draw. Mark Sykes equaliser in the 90th minute, and a point for City, a crucial point for City at Bramall Lane. So over the course of 2 games, both teams have been well matched. I don't think anyone has run away with the games, but I think we've been more than a match, and probably in terms of the sides we've played this season who are near the top, Leeds, Burnley, Sheffield United, Sunderland as well to a certain extent. I think Sheffield United we've probably had the most joy against Sheffield United despite only getting the 1 point. Let's shift on to a Bristol City perspective then. I think it's quite obvious, isn't it? I think it's quite clear that we have to win this home game if we have any chance or any hope or any ambition of getting to Wembley. I think the home record, with how strong it's been, being one of the best sides over the course of the season and division at Ashton Gate, I think it's going to be remarkably important for Bristol City to ensure they take a lead to that away game at Bramall Lane. It's going to be a hostile atmosphere at Bramall Lane. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very similar to what happened at Ellen Road. Hopefully not the same result, but still, it's going to be similar levels of atmosphere, and the quality of opposition we go up against are of a similar ilk as well. So Bristol City, in my opinion, have to make Ashton Gate once again this season, for one final time, a fortress, a really difficult place to go, and one ultimately that Bristol City are going to have to get a result out of. I hope we go into these playoff games with a little bit of a what have we got to lose attitude. You know, a bit of fearlessness is what I'd like to see from this Bristol City side, and really get after Sheffield United on Thursday and really show that, you know, we're here on merit rather than just a case of everyone else has been pretty crap. So we've got in with a really low points tally. I'm hoping that's the attitude and we can show our qualities on the day. That's going to be difficult. Sheffield United are a very well drilled side. They've got a lot of quality about them, and they've got individuals who can easily win you games. But so have we. And despite, you know, some injuries at the back, particularly to McNally, to Sykes, to Pring, and a bit of a hamstrung defence, you know, maybe a Scott Twine that's not fully fit, maybe a Joe Williams that's not fully fit, maybe a Ross McCrory that's not fully fit. Bristol have really done really well to hold themselves into this position. And as I mentioned previously, the fact that we've even got a chance of promotion to the Premier League, you know, however slim that chance is quite something. I'm not entirely sure how Liam Manning lines up for this game, to be honest, because I was a little bit surprised when I saw Yu Hirakawa starting against Preston. He had a really good impact, to be fair to him, and I thought he was outstanding for large proportions of the game and made an impact, you know, getting the ball on the right side and being direct with it. I am not entirely sure how he goes for this game. I think we'll be Max over in goal. I think we'll be back three. We'll continue with the 3-4-2-1. It'll be Max in goal. Viner, Dickey definitely going to start. There is an argument for Hayden Roberts to come into the team because I thought actually he played quite well against Preston. And actually defensively, we've been quite hapless recently. 3 against Luton, 4 against Leeds, and 2 against Preston and Ashton Gate as well. So, argument for Hayden Roberts. Does that mean Yu Hirakawa drops out? I don't see Manning dropping Yu Hirakawa after the way he praised him after the Preston game. So, my hunch is that he's going to stick with the same back three. He's going to stick with the same fullbacks. Obviously, he's probably going to be Williams and Knight in midfield. Bird and Wells are definitely going to start. The one change I would make, though, is probably Scott Twine out of the team. Twine has had an indifferent season and definitely recently has not been as effective as you would have liked him to be. I think it'll probably be George Earthy or Mehmeti in there. Both had a really good impact when they came on against Preston, both at the same time. I think he might side with George Earthy for this game, and he also got an assist in the game at Bramall Lane for the Sykes goal. So I think Earthy might just get a start over Scott Twine. Obviously, there is a world where Bristol City don't win this game and still possibly go through, but I think that's a very unrealistic looking world. And ultimately, I think Bristol City, if we have any chance, which is slim, as I mentioned, of going through, it's going to have to be through a win at Ashton Gate. Do I think we'll get it? I think we might. I think we might well get the win. I wouldn't be overly surprised if this did end up as a draw, maybe 0-0 or 1-1. I wouldn't bet for a high scoring draw or anything like that, a Desmond or something. I think it'll be very, very, very close. And I think if Bristol City managed to get away with a tight 1-0, 2-1 win, that would definitely do us the world of good going into that second fixture on Monday night. So for that reason, I'm going to go for Bristol City just to win this. I'm going to go Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 0 at Ashton Gate this Thursday. Let me know your predictions for the playoff first leg in the comment section down below. I'll quickly talk about the other playoff fixture, which is Coventry versus Sunderland at the CBS. I think it's going to be really difficult for Sunderland to go there and win. I think they've had that little history with Coventry of not being able to beat them for the longest time. I won't be overly surprised if Register Briss sort of sets up tactically to play for the draw and then go back to the Stadium of Light and then going to win the game. Even a narrow defeat might well suffice for Sunderland, and they go back to the Stadium of Light and really sort of try and kill Coventry, basically. I think Coventry might well win this game. I don't think the squad is that far away from Sunderland's. I think both managers have got things ticking. Sunderland are in horrendous form going into this. Coventry a little bit of momentum, obviously beat Middlesbrough on the final day. I think they might well beat Sunderland at the CBS, and I think they might beat them in a nice margin as well. I'm going to go Coventry 2, Sunderland 0. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on the other, less pertinent, less important, obviously, playoff fixture. I'm joking. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone. That is it for the match preview of playoff semi-final leg 1, semi-final 1 of the Championship playoffs. thank you very much for watching. I'll be at Ashton Gate on Thursday, where hopefully Bristol City can get the job done behind getting supported by a raucous Ashton Gate and really go after Sheffield United and hopefully make it a memorable Ashton Gate night. That will be nice. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Keep safe, and I will catch you all later. Cheers.